Head coach Adrian Heath. We have the mics passed out, but whenever you guys are ready, and we'll be here first.
Adrian, how much is this a that's football kind of game with deflection and own goal? You almost had a goal in the second half. Luis just pushes it wide.
That's part and parcel of the game. You know, I thought we started too slow, and they started well, and our possession was poor in the first half. You know, that 2 or 3 of their better opportunities were really cheap turnovers from us, picking the wrong option in possession of the ball. And I thought the second half, when we changed the shape a little bit, got an extra body in midfield, it certainly helped us. And you know, after we got the goal, I honestly thought we might get another one. So can't fault the lads' efforts and spirit to keep going. But obviously, in the first half, we didn't play well against a really good team.
A lot of emotion and momentum late in the game. Any idea what took you that long to find it?
Well, obviously, the goal gives you, but the way we played, you know, we suddenly weren't dropping off and backing off. Our sort of line of confrontation, if you like, was so far higher up the field, and it gave us an opportunity to get around people and make it a bit more uncomfortable for them. But obviously, having another body in midfield, bringing Joseph on, helped us, because then there wasn't too big a spaces for them to get their second and third man on the ball.
What did you see on that first goal?
It was a poor giveaway. We had it again. And no, it's a quality finish, you know. But, you know, it's, as I say, cheap turnovers in your own half cost you dearly against good teams. And they're a good team.
Adrian, bringing on Joseph at the halftime seemed to also enact a change in the midfield, but a change in the tempo of the game. What are your thoughts on his first big cameo?
I thought he was excellent when he came on. I really do. He showed a lot of personality, got on the ball. I think even his first touch, he turned out and went past a couple of people. So, no, he's a good player. We know that. And he trains really, really well. And he can be really pleased with his half, for sure.
Can I get your thoughts on his work rates and then, causing the penalty too?
Yeah, as I say, he's full of life. He wants to run. He wants to get about the field. He's got a little bit of bite in him. He's a good passer of the ball. Knows when to break forward, like he showed for the goal. But no, he certainly gave us a bit more solidity in the middle of the park, and that enabled us to keep an extra body further up the field, putting their back four under a little bit more pressure. I felt they had too much time and space in the first half. And it's an old saying, but give good players time and space and they'll show you.
I know it can be against any team at any moment, in any game, but is it getting tiring seeing Seattle just one half step ahead of you guys seemingly in every matchup?
Well, they're one of the most storied franchises in the MLS. You know, you look at the amount of money they spent on that group of players, and good players, well coached, good personality. You know, they've got good experienced pros, people like João Paulo and, you know, even Kellen Rowe coming in and playing at fullback. And no, they've got a lot of good pieces, but you know, that's 20 years in the making, probably more. And it doesn't surprise me every time you play them that they're good. They have good players, you know. They bring in Rui Diaz off the bench, and you know, Ladero goes off, and then Rui Diaz comes on, you know. Then and Jordan goes off, and then they bring the kid Chewy in, who they've spent a lot of money on. So, hey, it is what it is.
You've spoken in past weeks about how your good results against the league's better teams show where you're at. Does this change your opinion, or does it reinforce it?
No, because we're talking about a team that's in the semi-final of the Champions League. Won it 18 months ago, won the Supporters' Shield. They're just a really good team. And every time that you play a really good team, if you don't play well, which we didn't in the first half, it's going to be difficult. And tonight was difficult for us. Second half, I thought there was a lot of positives.
1 month in, and it feels like the defense on this team seems to be changing every single week, whether it's injuries, whether it's absences,
Yep.
whether it's just, a player not being fit. You brought in Kamar Lawrence. He got his debut tonight. But what are your thoughts on the ongoing inconsistencies with player personnel in the back line and how you've adapted as a coach?
Well, we've had to, I don't think we've had the same back four, have we, for one game?
No, you haven't.
Everything's changed, So, but it was nice to get Kimo some minutes. He'll be better for that. Hopefully, Remain will be available for selection by next week as well, which will help. And then, we'll have some big decisions to make. But, I'm just pleased to get a few of the guys back. And Fragapani trained last couple of days. So I would think by the end of, the middle of next week, hopefully we'll have a full complement of players to pick from going
Have you
down
done
the
anything specific to adapt as a coach, to the inconsistencies?
No. Obviously, you just try and work on the group that you've got. And, this week's never been easy. People away with international duty, you don't know who's coming back, And like Smets was saying the other day, it's difficult. The guys go away for 2 weeks and you get them back a day before the next game, which is ridiculous. But that's another argument, I think.
You started 1-4-2-3-1, then 1-4-3-3. So can we see a new tactic from you guys, or?
Well, it's an option. It is an option. I
you
think
guys look really nice
tonight. It looked better because of the way that the opposition play.
Yes.
We knew that they would have extra bodies in the middle of the pitch, the way that they play, and we had to get another body in there to get us a foothold in the game. So the change at half time helped us, and as I say, we could keep 3 players higher up the field, and the line of confrontation was a lot closer to their goal, and they were under more pressure. So they didn't have as much time to pick the pass because they're good players.
Time for a couple more for you.
You talk about Seattle having an expensive roster, an expensive player on the bench for you guys, and Adrian Unu. What went into the decision making not to bring him on today when you needed a goal?
Well, you cannot. I think the changes that we made certainly helped us. Second half, we were a lot better. We were probably the better team in the second half. So I didn't want to disrupt it because I thought after we got a goal, we were going to get another one. So, yeah.
Is there any update on his status in the pecking order or anything?
No, he keeps training. His opportunity will come like it does for everybody.
You guys seems different between the first half and the second half. It was an attitude thing, or it was just because you weren't feeling comfortable?
Well, change of shape. You just mentioned it. We went to a 4-3-3, and extra body in midfield helped us. And we, as I say, their back four were under a little bit more pressure. And maybe we should have started with that. But hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Any more for Coach? All right. Thanks, Adrian.
All right, cheers, guys.
We'll trap up next.
Yeah, I'll start with the second question. I think definitely you could see it in the way that we were able to get more pressure on the ball, create more chances, and then actually affect them when they had possession, right? I think the first half was it was really, really difficult to get close to players because they were outnumbering us pretty well. So that tactical shift helped immensely. And then if I think about the game in general, I think it was a tale of two halves. I mean, the end of the game, we're pushing, and that's, again, more of what we are as a team and what we need to bring out from the beginning. I think the getting punched in the mouth and then having to come back only gets you so far. And when you play good teams, it's not easy to do so.
Will, you've played a lot of soccer in your career. When your team gets down 2-0, what do you look for specifically to kind of spark yourself and spark the team to just kind of get you guys going? Yeah,
Pierre, I think it starts with just generating chances, and I think we did that. You get the penalty, Gray scores the penalty, and then you feel the momentum. The crowd starts to buy into what we're doing. But still, again, it's not one of those situations against a good team that you want to be in.
How does picking up a yellow card in the first 10 minutes change your game for the rest of the night?
Yeah, it's just you have to be super smart. You have to be very, very cautious about which challenges to be in and which challenges you can't really make, especially when the game opens up like it was. Yeah, managing and understanding that putting a hand on this guy or nipping at somebody's heels can, especially with the way Ishmael was playing this game a little bit more close to the chest in terms of the yellow cards that were coming out. You just have to think about that.
Does that play into your mind, that midfield battle right before their first goal? Does that play on your mind?
A little bit in the sense of you want to make a challenge, but who knows, right? So again, it's one of those where, for me, last game and this game, I have to be better about deciding what those challenges are, and maybe it's leading with the left foot instead of the right foot so the studs don't come up, because that's what he said. I mean, in my opinion, I got the ball on it, but he was worried about the studs on the right foot coming through.
You guys felt better with when Adrian changed the system from the 1-4-2-3-1 to the 1-4-3-3?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think to his first question, we were able to just match up better. They didn't have a free guy in the midfield as much, and when you can get pressure on the ball, you can turn the place over and then generate more chances.
You guys seem really annoyed with the umpire today. So, yeah. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just understanding how he's refereeing the game. Is he a little bit, like I said, more close to the chest on the fouls that he's calling and then giving yellow cards away? But there's certain moments where I think we have to be smarter and more composed with how we're addressing it, because it's really easy, especially when you're down a goal and you feel like you need to be pushing to take it out on the referee. For us, we had a meeting just now. It's not about the referee. It's about us as a team playing. And you can always make those excuses, but ultimately that's not what wins you games.
Well, thoughts on Joseph Rosales is, his first major off the bench cameo with the first team this season today. He earned the penalty in the box, and he seemed to be a real workhorse in the midfield. What was that like playing alongside him?
Yeah, I think Joseph does a great job of bringing energy. I think you could tell in the play on the penalty, he was just aggressive going forward. He's trying to make a play, and I think when you're coming off the bench and you want to get yourself into a rhythm, it's a great way to do it, and he did a great job tonight.
What kind of growth have you seen from him? He's a very young individual in this team. It's a very young team in general, but seeing someone like him come into the team, break in, what are your thoughts on just kind of seeing his growth as a player?
Yeah, I think he has a great skill set, great versatility as well. He can play a number of positions, and for us, that's really an advantage to have, and someone that I think going away with the national team and coming back, you could see the confidence.
Well, in the first half, the first 5-10 minutes of the first half, I mean, you guys were the ones with a lot of possession. What really changed? Did it surprise you, to kind of see that the field tilted back the other way so much in that first half?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first 5 minutes, it was, man, Abu had a huge chance, Robin had a chance, and it felt like, okay, if we just convert one of these, it's going to be a good night for us. But I think you saw the impatience come through. We were generating chances, we were coming on the break, and then we were trying to do it every time. And then when that game becomes almost like a Final Four basketball game, you get tired and the spaces get bigger, and then you're running a little bit more. And they have good players that get around the ball, and their understanding of space is impressive. So for us, I think it almost hurt us slightly in the sense of how many chances we were generating off the break because our impatience showed through.
Well, when we were just talking with Adrian, I was asking him about the inconsistencies with the personnel available for defense. You know, Romain being out, Chase being unavailable, Bakai playing both center back and left back, Kamar getting a debut today, DJ playing today. You know, it's different every week. It feels like.
Yeah.
How do you adapt as the team captain and as a team to this inconsistency that's plagued you guys over the first month?
Yeah, I mean, if we tie or win this game, we're not talking about that so much, are we? Because, I mean, the past 2 games we've had shutouts, and we've defended fairly well before that. So the inconsistency or variability, I guess you could say, in the lineup, I think has given guys opportunities to play. I think it's shown versatility of guys like Bakai, for example. I think DJ's done a good job when he's come in. If I'm thinking about the Red Bulls game, I thought he had an excellent game. And for us, it's so much of the back line is finding consistency, finding relationships and camaraderie, and then building that time over time. So, of course, when you have everyone available, you can find the best 11 or the best back 4 in this regard, and work from there.
So, as a captain, how you do to get over an own goal to cheer, and also to cheer up your teammates and yourself, because I mean, you guys were pushing up, pressing really high. So how you do to try to go over it? Yeah,
the own goal, it's unfortunate, right? I think the best thing you can do in those moments is try to surround the player that it goes off of with just, I always say body contact. Make guys feel that you understand it. It's not the end of the world. We got to move on and we pick each other up. So for Brent, in that case, it's one of those where it's crossed, shot, you're trying to make a play. But what can you do? It's just a part of the game, and you got to move forward.
How do you feel to be the new leader of this team?
How do I feel? I think for me, it's just part of who I am and the trust that the coach has put in me. So continuing to build relationships with my teammates and really take the mantle is what I'm focused on.
Last one here from John.
Seattle's one of the best teams in the league. Does this feel like a measuring stick kind of game for you?
In ways, in other ways, no. I think the first 4 games we've played tough opponents. You think about going to Philly away, going to Red Bulls, going and playing Nashville here at home. Those were tough games, and almost a trap game with San Jose. Excuse me. So measuring stick, yes, but also just an opponent that we like to play and we want to beat. So I think it's more frustrating in that regard because they're a team that at times has our number, and we don't like that.
Thank you all, and thank you folks.
Thanks,
That'll do it
guys.
for tonight. Get you back upstairs and watch the last 7 minutes.